quick.
He gonna ask a question. That's what make me too.
Right here in the middle.
Either of you three could answer this, but just what do you maybe feel is the difference at the start of the second half? Just seemed like came out playing a little better than the first half. And what was maybe kind of led to a little bit of a disjointed first half?
We thought we played pretty decent in the first half, but we really wanted to set the tone in the second half and let that be one of our better wars of the game. And, that was just our mindset coming out of halftime. I think we did a pretty good job at, executing what we wanted to do.
Malcolm, you said you didn't feel like you needed to take over against McKendree because your teammates were doing plenty of scoring. I mean, scored 5 straight to start the second half. Did you feel like you could maybe come out strong there and get things going?
Yeah, especially because, I wanted to make sure we got out to a strong second half start. I guess, scouting, when you scout us, we have so many great players, especially when you see from last game. That makes things easier for me. So, I'm always in aggressive attack mode, but I think this was one of those games where I think I needed to start off strong in the second half.
You've got Jaylon and Tracy on the floor at the same time. What does that do for you defensively? Can you talk about the two of them when they're playing at the same time defensively?
I think, they're such really good defenders that I don't really have to worry about them getting beat off the dribble or leaving their assignment, messing up and stuff like that. That kind of helps me focus on the man I have, because they can keep the ball in front. And I think we've all got pretty good one-on-one defense, and we can take care of our coverage. I think our 4s and 5s got to be a little bit too much this game, but, with them two especially, it makes things easier for me personally.
Tracy, can you talk about Jaylon Tate's offensive explosion tonight? Where did that come from?
I think he did a great job at just reading the defense, knowing when to attack, knowing when to pass, just being aggressive. And if he could play like that and just do that, that's his role, I would say. So he did a great job at, just playing his role.
I'd say this for any of you guys. What did you think of it seemed like DJ Williams had a lot of energy tonight. What did you think of his sort of, a stat sheet aside, what did you think of his contributions?
We're always on him about his energy level. He's a really good player, really talented. But, when he brings that aggressiveness and that energy, then that makes him even better and that makes our team even better. And I think he did a good job of that tonight. And we had a lot of contributions from the bench tonight.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, just, playing against DJ every day for the past year and a half. It's my job to, make sure he gets better because, we play the same position. I want to make it so hard on him in practice that when he gets to the game, it's a lot easier. And I think, he feels that way when he's out there.
Tracy, you're 9 for 11 from 3 so far this year. Just how much has your confidence grown as a shooter, and what's been different in the early going for you?
I would just say the work that I put in while I've been hurt, most importantly. I put a lot of time and effort into, making my shot better. And just glad to see it's translating into the court. It shows you hard work pays off.
I got a question. When you guys see former alumni that come back to watch you, Trent Beecham, Brandon Paul, does that give you any added motivation?
Who want to answer that?
Oh, it's great for me to see you guys back, especially you, BP, a former teammate. I love to see everybody come back and support the team. I think we need to keep that going and keep getting guys back. Show that Illini love, Illini family, and we all together.
Yeah, it'd be great if you came back, you could play some hoops with us too. And not sitting watching the sideline.
Jaylon, you seem to be playing with a lot of confidence tonight, especially so far this season. What do you attribute that to?
Just all the hard work that I put in the off season. I've been putting in a lot of work with Tracy too. That's why you can see we playing so well together. And me being the older guy, I know what the coaches expect from me. My teammates got a lot of confidence in me. I'm just going out there and playing the game.
No, we're ready. Go ahead, Coach. That's all right.
You're ready, KB?
We're ready.
Okay. Obviously I thought we did some good things. Our shooting percentage was high. I thought we took good shots for the most part. I thought we did a great job of penetrating the paint. I thought Tate and Abrams and Hill really got in the paint at will. We were able to play off penetration. That created free throw opportunities for us. I loved their aggressiveness and the way that we attacked the paint off the dribble. I thought we struggled to get – we should have got the ball inside a little bit more. There were times we missed our bigs. Give them credit. They were pressuring and denying, and they kind of led us to penetrating and getting the ball into the paint there off the dribble and some pick-and-roll situations that I thought were good for us. You know, obviously I'm a little bit concerned about the 9 turnovers in the second half. I thought a few of them were too sloppy. I'm concerned about our post defense. I thought our 4 and 5s did not guard the post very well at all. I thought they got whatever they wanted down there. So we had to take a look at that and get that cleaned up. The bench was really good. The guys that came off were ready. You know, they weren't very good against Northern Kentucky. We challenged them this week. They were terrific on Tuesday night. They were good again today. I thought Thorne's voice and energy level in the first half gave us a little boost. Thought Williams was really good tonight. Thought Jordan gave us energy. J. Cole obviously banged a couple threes. He gave us energy. I thought Lucas was ready when called upon. You know, I just thought all in all, those guys coming off did a really, really, really good job for us being ready. I think our 4 and 5s collectively, defensively, got to play better. You know, I thought the last thing I'd say, I thought Tate had unbelievable command of the game. You know, he was, from the moment we were at shoot-around today, I could tell he was going to play well. He was really locked in. He knew what was going on out there. He knew their personnel. He was engaged. He was calling our defenses. He had play suggestions during the games. During the game, he was getting us matched up. He got in the paint. He made the right play a lot. I thought he was pretty good defensively as well, and just had a real good command of the game tonight, and I thought that was huge for him and huge for our team moving forward. Questions?
To keep going with Tate, how would you describe, maybe his evolution as a player from when he got here, and what he's added each year to kind of get to a game like that?
Well, obviously he's matured a lot. I mean, he's been through a lot now. I mean, both on the court and off the court, he's been through a lot, and I think it's made him more grateful, not that he wasn't before, even more selfless, even more we over me. He's just a senior right now that really gets it. He understands his role well. He plays within his role. I mentioned last time he's not trying to prove that he can, or try to do things that we don't need him to do. And he's really locked in right now. He's playing like you'd want a senior to play. But I think a lot of it's probably Shannon. I just think he's been through so much that it's really, really got him where he's really locked in. And I think he's really, really appreciative, and it means a lot for him to have the opportunity to compete and wear that jersey.
John, Tracy's started the year 9 for 11 from 3. I know you said he looked better in the offseason, but what does that mean to see it on the court, and what does that do for your team if he can?
Obviously, we've got guys that are making shots right now. Jeremy, it's a big thing. We've got 4 or 5 of those guys that are shooting over 40% from 3. It opens up the floor. Then you add inside, prowess. Although Morgan did not have one of his better games tonight, he struggled. Thorne is getting better day by day, but he's not quite where he needs to be yet, but we'll get him there. Obviously, Hill was terrific. Finke was okay tonight, didn't have his normal either. Our 4 and 5s have got to play better, and they will play better. Obviously we get Black back on Monday night, so he adds some depth there, some rebounding, and just a little bit of motor to the operation. So, I think it's good. I mean, obviously, if you can have a balance of paint touches with that outside shooting, that puts opponents in dilemmas.
John, I was thinking about what you said about Tate the other day when you said, he's learned who he is. And I'm remembering back to there was a period when teams would really back off of him, and he kind of felt compelled to take that open shot because they were daring him. Whereas now, are some of the plays he makes now the things he doesn't do? Are those as important, like not even worrying
I think so.
about that shot?
Yeah, Tup, I think it's a great observation. I just think he plays the right way. He plays to his strengths. He's just really in a good place right now mentally. And, he really cares a lot about the team, as do a lot of the seniors and all the guys. I think that's what gives us a chance, But obviously at this point we got to have some better habits, defensively, whether it's post defense, whether it's taking care of the ball. I thought we fouled too much in the first half. We had a couple silly ones. Like, we got to clean up some of those things. Our habits, have to be better than what they are right now for us to reach our potential. But it all starts with effort and attitude. And right now, the effort and attitude of our guys, led by our 6 older guys, is really, really good. I mean, it gives you a chance to coach, and they listen, and their collective buy-in is really, really high right now. And like I said, it gives us a chance to get better.
John, what does the tandem of Jaylon and Tracy do for you defensively?
Well, both guys obviously know the system. They both guard the ball well. They both communicate well defensively. It gives you guys that can guard the ball on that end of the floor, and that's been good for us. And then obviously at the other end, they, for the most part, take really good care of the basketball. It gives you 2 ball handlers out there. I don't want to say we'll exclusively play those 2 together. Sometimes we got options where we can go bigger at the 2 as well. I mean, we can do that. We got a lot of versatility. Right now we found a little bit of a groove, taking care of the ball until we had 9 turnovers in the second half tonight, playing those guys together.
Well, I'm going to switch gears. I want to ask about Mike Thorne. He was 180 from the other night. He used the board, I think, on 3 out of his 4 field goals.
Some layups, yeah.
Does it make you at all nervous to see him dribble the ball?
I'd rather him not. He needs to score it and rebound it and play to his role and his strength. He's getting better by the day. Right now, his conditioning's getting better, his timing's getting better, and he's working really hard, and his attitude's been unbelievable. So just continue to take it one day at a time, and I still think we have not seen the best Bo yet.
The competition's about to get tougher. How concerning, as you talk about the deep post defense and the turnovers and defense overall, how concerning is it with the competition about to get tougher that you're still dealing with those issues right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's concerning, obviously, but there's a lot of teams dealing with those issues across the country. We've got to find ways to shore up some of those things that we've seen. We did do some good things in some areas that we had talked about over the last week. We got better at tonight. I wasn't real thrilled about the post defense in the second half. We mentioned that. The 9 turnovers in the second half. We got to see how those happened, how many of them were forced, how many of them were unforced. Why did we commit them? We want to take a look at that. We'll watch some film tomorrow and figure out how we can clean some of those things up.
The first half was a little up and down. How important was it maybe for your veteran guards, Malcolm and Tracy and Jaylon, to really start that second half on a stronger note?
Yeah, it was, and I thought we started off the game well too. We've had that crew's had a really good start to games in the first 4 minutes, and we've got to find a way to sustain that through the first half. But I thought the biggest thing in the first half, Scott, honestly, was a couple guys got in foul trouble, so it disrupted our rotation pattern a little bit. And the second thing that happened is we missed free throws. I mean, we left 3 1-and-1s at the table. We were 9 for 17. That's like going 9 for 20 from the line. And we left points on the table in the first half, where we earned those free throw attempts and just we didn't make them. So sometimes that happens, but I thought those were the 2 biggest culprits in the first half. It was a 9-point lead. I thought it could have been more, closer to 15 if we'd have made a few free throws and maybe fouled a little bit less ourselves.
Might be like a totally meaningless question, but you mentioned with Tate that he made some play suggestions. Anything like notable there, or you use it as an example? That
No, he knows what's going on. He knows how they're playing pick and rolls. He knows what's going on in the post. He, obviously I'm not going to give you play calls or anything, but he was sharp tonight, really sharp. He can think. He's got high IQ, and he knows our system really well after 4 years. And then on top of that, he thinks the game. And can make decisions, Shannon, and suggestions at real-time speed, where he sees things and can make a suggestion on, the next time there's a dead ball. Like, he's playing well right now.
Malcolm's really improved his motor. It seems like this year maturity. What has been that process for him? Because he came in as kind of more a different kind of player than he's playing like now over his 4 years. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. He's, the other night he defensively was a monster in the game on Tuesday night, and he had 3 points. He would have never been able to do that as a freshman. He got 6 or 7 shots off, went 1 for 6 or 7, coming off of a 40-point game. Like, But I watched the film, and it was the first thing I noticed is how hard he played on the defensive end. He did the same thing tonight. Tonight he was in attack mode. He took what the defense gave him and made plays and got the ball to the paint. But you're right, his maturity level has allowed him to be more consistent with effort and motor and concentration and getting to the next play. And, he's playing like a senior should play.
Coach, you talked about the flashes you're seeing from DJ on offense, especially on the baseline. Do you feel like kind of with Tate, he's starting to figure out who he is within the offense?
Yeah, I sure hope so. Obviously he's been up and down a little bit at times, but we're working. He's working to get to where he's consistent with motor. He's consistent with that'll allow him to be more consistent with production. And today he was really good. I thought he practiced well yesterday. And and then he piggybacked that into the game today. And I thought he was pretty good defensively too. He had some plays that he made defensively that were good. He took the charge and sacrificed his body in transition on the one play. And I thought he took, definitely a few steps in the right direction tonight.
You talked about the benefits of adding LaRon back to the mix starting Monday. Any idea how much you might work him in that first game back?
He's ready to go, Scott. I mean, his conditioning is fine. He's been playing a lot. His timing's good. All those things are good. When he's available, and we can play him as many minutes as we want to play him on Monday night. We will, bring him off the bench. That's the one thing I will share with you. But, other than that, he'll get a chance early. He's earned it, clearly, by the way that he's played in preseason and here as we've started games with some of the practices we've had, although we haven't had quite as many because we've been on this NBA schedule where we're playing on one-day preps and two-day preps since Friday night's opener. But he's practiced well, and the guys on the team, deep down, they know he's earned it. So he'll be ready to roll on Monday night.
Anything else for Coach?